One of my projects for this summer is to try to learn all these different grasses. So I'm just going to record each one, and I don't know what this grass is, so I'm going to look it up, or hopefully try to look it up, see if I can figure out what it is. There's a lot going on with the grasses right now. They're all coming into their initial like seeded heads, but they still got flowering yet to do. Some of them may already be flowering, I don't know. Curious to see how many goslings we'll see today. Yesterday when I was out with students, we counted just 14, which is down from 24 originally. We did find 2 weeks ago a dead gosling from the larger, more developed family, which would have been the family of 5. And I think at this point now they're even down to just 3 of them. But hopefully I'll see them here shortly, and we can get an accurate count today of what things are looking like, how many goslings have been taken by pike or birds or what have you, whatever other predators. All right, one of the phenological events that has been going on just the last couple of days has been the flowering of the prickly rose, and this was timed with pretty much with the full moon of Aapistsisskitsaato'si. And I'm probably going to stop today and take a bunch of photographs of all the different pollinators that are coming to these roses. I see honeybee right now, but I've seen some other bees, and yesterday I found one plant that was just full of orsodacnid leaf beetles, who were both eating, I guess they both eat the pollen, and they were mating right on the scene. And so I'm going to try to get video of them today too, if I come across some plants with them. You see here we got a couple of different kind of bees that are not your regular honeybee. So I want to take pictures of all these different bees that are coming around, as well as the leaf beetles, if I see any of those leaf beetles, and anything else. It's very important to know the insects that are related to the plants, to each plant. Some insects, like the honeybees, are related to many plants, but there's others that are very strictly what do you call it? Shoot, the words just not coming to mind. But they are tied directly with maybe one single species, and then of course the birds are tied to the insects. So some bird hatchings are timed with different insect events that are related to different plant events, and all of that ecology I like to know, because that's all part of the phenological weave and part of the beauty of nature and the way we're connected. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks now that this flower, yellow puccoon, also called bonokawaks in Blackfoot, elk food, 2 weeks has been in bloom, and I'm not noticing any insect visitors as yet. I wonder if it has some night visitors, some moths and such. But I'll keep watching it, keep looking at it when I come across. We have finally got a yellow-headed blackbird somewhere here at the pond. Normally we have lots of them, but it seems this year just the one couple, perhaps. I don't know. There might be 2, but not like earlier years where we had lots and lots. And I think that is a result of having very few cattails left this year. Just checking out this way to see if I can find the geese families. Oh yes, they're out there. They're out there on the wet meadows. So it's gonna be hard to get a count of them when they're out there. I'm gonna have to wait for them to come into into the water really, but pretty sure yesterday the count was 14, with the lead family, the three older one, or the older family, just having 3 left. They were 3 families in all. Started off with 4 families, combined into 3 families, and now we've seemed to have lost 10 goslings, but if I catch them in the water again, we'll get a better count. Now you can see why this is called Aapistsisskitsaato'si, the flower moon. Lots of new flowers erupting. This is yellow sweet clover, which is going to of course grow very large. We also have, I think along this way pretty quick here, we're going to run into Aapistsisskitsaato'si, which is the scarlet globe mallow. And both these, the sweet clover and the globe mallow flowerings, are brand new. First time I saw them was yesterday for this season. So like the rose, kind of timed seemingly with the full moon. But see if that holds for future years, if I remember that little tidbit. Well, those geese that I saw in the wet meadows might not have been the families. Well, definitely weren't, because here I'm coming across, or coming up to the families. Got a gosling sitting on the trail, and others on their way up from the water. Gonna see if I can get a count as they cross, or they might not even be crossing. I'm just gonna approach very slowly, see if I can get some kind of a count. Even if they go in the water for a few minutes as I pass, I should be able to get a good count. Just see 2 sets of parents, so it's possible that that one in the wet meadows was still one of the families, because as of yesterday we still had 3 sets of parents, with the 14 goslings. These ones on the you can hear a northern oriole singing in the background. These ones on the path look like the 3 older goslings, that family of 3 I was talking about. The other family is starting to get to the path. If I'm a little patient here, I think they'll come across. Yeah, we've been hearing the orioles for about 2 weeks now, and yesterday when we were here, the male orioles were chasing the females. So I guess if they have split from the 3rd family, the best I can do is get counts of the individual families like I had before. So I know this this one with the olders started with 5. We also had a family of 6, a family of 10, and a family of 3 before to make up the 24. And then the family of 3, I'm assuming, merged with the others. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. So this is in that family ahead of the 3. I'm counting so far 8. I'm going to try to get a more accurate count though. Hope I'm not missing any. That must have been probably the group of 10. Or I suppose it could have been the 6 plus one or 2 of the family of 3. From the original. They're getting pretty big for pike to be trying to eat though, so, but we are still losing goslings. 1, 2, 3. It's hard to count when they're grouped up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it looks like 8. Looks like 8. I'm gonna give them some clearance. Walk around them. I have to say, surprising as it may be, this fence, the new fence that the golf course put up here, has been totally effective in keeping the goslings off of the golf greens. I have yet to come here since this fence has been put up and see any families with goslings on the other side. So I thought it would be very easy for the, and I'm sure it would, for the little goslings to go through this, but I don't think the parents want them to go through like that. I don't think the parents want to hop over and have them follow. So this is working. This is a workable solution that could be used, I think, at any golf course. Yeah, so despite my attempts to go around them and not bother them, the geese did go into the water, the big family, and I'm kind of glad they did, because now I can see they got actually 9 goslings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 plus the 3, that equals the 14 that we saw yesterday. So just one set of parents is out of the picture now, I guess. Just looking now at a cardinal. See if I can get it in shot. It's so hard to see with this viewfinder. I don't know if I'm getting it or not. There he is. There he is. Now I know I got him. Northern cardinal. Or not cardinal, sorry. Oriole. Let's see if I can get a picture of him, photograph. Yeah, he actually flew up and let me get a really nice close-up shot of him. Here is that scarlet globe mallard that I was talking about. Aapistsisskitsaato'si. And in the ethnographic notes, or the ethnobotanical notes of Blackfoot people, that plant is noted as one that is used to make a kind of a gel over the hands, so that geeks can reach into boiling water and grab things out of boiling water. You got to be pretty brave, I think, to try that one out and see if it works. Maybe you could try it with the progression of hotter and hotter water. I don't know, but I've never dinked around with that. It does, when you chew it up though and spit it on your hand, it creates this like slimy film that is transparent. So who knows? That's what people told the ethnobotanists though, who came through, and they might have told them that just to get them to try to stick their hand in boiling water. Who knows? You can see the progression of the lens-spotted hoary cress. A few weeks back, it was being visited a lot by the cabbage white butterflies. Now the honeybees are all over it. As of yesterday, the honeybees were all over it, whereas you didn't see any of the honeybees around it before. Now here's something curious. I just found a pile of absinthe cuttings stuffed in a hole next to a concrete slab. Lots of ants around, but who split these absinthe off and put them down and put them to cover this hole? I'm very curious. That's interesting. Is it the work of a human child, or was it the work of a little animal? Here's a flowering that I hadn't noticed with my students because we hadn't walked down onto the peninsula. But this is silverweed, and it has a edible root, a root that you can cook. It's called silverweed because the backside of the leaves are that silver color. I believe that's why it's called it anyway. That's what I've always thought. Maybe I read it somewhere, maybe I just made it up. I don't know. We've got some robins down here collecting food, probably for hatchlings, because robins have been having hatchlings and even fledglings, I believe. Just looking at the water's edge now. One of the events that happens this time of year is turtle nesting, and so I kind of got my eye open for turtle nesting right now. but I think it's just a lucky draw if you find it. I've seen it several times in the past, but they just happen upon it while it's happening, while it's going on. You got to kind of be lucky, you know. But it is during this moon that they do it. Oh, there he goes. That little sound you hear, that little crying sound, is a sound of a gray catbird called Puka and Blackfoot because of the crying kind of sound. Another new flower for the moon. This is yarrow, Aapistsisskitsaato'si in Blackfoot, which I don't know what directly translates to, but it's a very famous inflammatory. These yarrows are just little. We'll get some much bigger plants, but yeah, they are flowering. And over here is a vetch, and actually I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly which vetch this is. Notice there's a little skipper butterfly here visiting the vetch. It might be called a European skipper. It's another one that I forget, but at least I know it's called a skipper. But I've seen him on other years. But worthwhile noting that he's on the vetch today. And what kind of vetch is this? That I really need to look up. It looks to me almost like the Missouri milk vetch, but these leaves are a little longer. Curious, I think this is the plant where yesterday we were seeing the leaf beetles on the rose flowers. Now the petals are all missing. I don't know if somebody came by and took them, or if they've just fallen off like this. Well, this one obviously they've just fallen off. Why? So it's an interesting question. Another one here that's in the midst of falling. Maybe because the leaf beetles that did their job and pollinated well enough that flower no longer needed to be. So I believe I have located the first mallard hatchlings or ducklings of the season. See if they show themselves. Just seeing the mother right now, but definitely there were a couple of ducklings by her side just moments ago. She is doing an amazing job keeping them subtly controlled and hidden in the reeds. They are there, I know they're there. Got a magpie walking along the shoreline down here too, and a red-winged blackbird chipping away at him. Yeah, they're moving right now. hope I'm catching them here. Or that we've at least caught glimpses of them. They're definitely there. Here we are. Yeah, a couple little fluff balls at least. Yeah, she did a really good job hiding them. Now she's moving them away. Still keeping them fairly hidden. These mallards are pretty bright. That's why they're everywhere. You know the game. That's the sound of a yellow warbler right in here between this south end of the forest main and this area of the owlwood. There's just a ton of yellow warbler activity going on yesterday and today. The yellow warblers have been here since the beginning of the of this lunar cycle, so a couple of weeks at least since I started hearing them. And yeah, they definitely got some stuff going on here. The last couple of days at least, lots of activity. Also been seeing the starlings. I don't know if I'll see them as I go through the forest main here, but I have been seeing them for the last 2 weeks, feeding, bringing food to nests. We saw, oh, there goes a yellow warbler now. It just zoomed past me at Mach whatever. Have been seeing the starlings bringing food to their nest cavities. Have been seeing, what else? Oh yeah, the tree swallows. Last week I was seeing the tree swallows kind of guarding nest cavities, and then yesterday we saw them mating. So that's going on. Just lots and lots of stuff going on, and hopefully some of that we'll see as I'm walking through the forest main here today. I think probably the red-winged blackbirds will have nests by now. I'm considering going down there and see if I can find one of their nests just to show it on the wet meadows. But I don't know. I've already been out here a while now, it feels like, and even though I love being out here and doing this research, there's more I can be doing that I'm neglecting. Here we got, I'm going to try to show you a yellow warbler. There is one in the brush here. They're very hard to see. Oh, he just hopped up against the foliage. They're very hard to see. Oh, there he just came over this way. Oh, here he's posing for us. Might even get to see him up close here. Shoot, he's just staying right behind. Oh, there he is, there he is. Did I lose him? I'm losing him. It's hard to track with this video, but he's right in here. There he is. Oh, shooting up. Oh. Trying to catch footage of this guy, the bronze tiger beetle. Come across a lot of these guys on the paths. Just saw him go after an insect. Maybe we'll get to see that again here. Anything flies by, he'll zoom after it or runs by. I'm just waiting. He's just watching his pathway. Just waiting for something to go after. It's an ambush predator. This is the wolf willow, silverberry, Aapistsisskitsaato'si in Blackfoot, also Aapistsisskitsaato'si, and it's been flowering the last 2 weeks. It's quite a nice scent out here. Just a ton of bird activity out here in the forest main. Just watching some oriole play. I'm on the wet meadows looking for potential red-winged nests. I know they're here, but I'm halfway through and I haven't found any of them yet. Here's our resident yellowhead this year. Of course, has claimed the best spot out over the water in the cattails. Some of these areas with these cattails that are half pushed over, there's great places in here to hide and nest that I'm not going to see unless I trample through stuff, and I don't want to do that. I do see over here, looks like there's a female out. And there's another one over this way. So it could be they're not nesting yet, or yeah, I don't know. Could be they're just not nesting yet, or they're just building stuff. Although I haven't seen them carrying around any nesting material. Usually in this moon, I find nests with eggs, and by the end of the moon, I find hatchlings. So, and with how nice and warm it's been, how long these birds have been here, I'm very surprised if there's not already nests with eggs, if not hatchlings. But you never know. Certainly though, some of these females are not sitting nests. Been stopping by the thatcher ant hives every time I come to the pond, whether myself or with students. A week ago, this hive was having its mating swarm. They had produced that generation with the wings, and I missed them actually taking off. I've seen it before, them climbing to the tops of the grass stems and taking off, but this time just got to see the ones that were just born with the wings on the surface of the hive itself. And wish I knew more about ants. I should do some more research on them, and there's certain ants here that I don't even know what the species is. I don't even know what to call them, but I see them quite often. There's these ones that make these little volcano cauldron kind of things in the middle of the sidewalk. Here's some coming up. Like these kind of things. I don't know what species that is. I feel like I need to know, because I want to know everything. But yeah, that's about it for the pond today. I'm headed out. Saw at least a couple of new things, and got to visit a lot of what I was hoping to get on film, just for my own record, since I haven't been keeping many notes when I'm in the field with my students.